Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever looked at a massive company and just wondered, how on earth do they keep their computer networks from completely falling apart? Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain on the secret sauce, a little thing in Windows Server 2025 called the organizational unit. Trust me, if you want to get a handle on network structure, this is where you start. I want you to just picture this for a second. Imagine a company with thousands of employees and thousands of computers, all just thrown together in one giant messy list. How would you even begin to manage permissions? How would you push out important updates? It'd be a total nightmare, right? Pure chaos. And that's exactly the problem we're going to solve today. So, the fix for all that chaos? It's actually pretty elegant. We're talking about organizational units, or as pretty much everyone calls them, OUs. Think of these as your secret weapon for bringing a real, logical, and manageable structure to your entire network.
So, what is an OU really? The official definition calls it a core Active Directory container. But let's be real, it's basically a super smart folder inside Active Directory, which is like the brain of your network. And its whole job is to help you group and organize everything, your users, your computers, you name it, in a way that just makes sense.
And you know the best way to get it is to think about your own company. You've got departments, right? There's sales, there's HR, there's IT, there's marketing. Well, OUs let you build that exact same structure, but for all your digital stuff. It's a digital reflection of your real-world company.
Okay, but why bother? Why go through the trouble of setting all this up? Well, it really all boils down to two incredibly important functions. I like to think of them as the two core superpowers that OU give you. Let's break them down. And here they are, the two big ones: delegated administration and group policy application. Now, I know those sound kind of technical and boring, but stick with me. One is all about giving people just enough power to do their job and no more. And the other is about creating rules that automatically apply to the right people. Both are absolutely crucial for security and, frankly, for saving your sanity. So let's talk about that first one, delegation. Imagine the sales manager needs to be able to reset passwords for her team. With OUs, you can give her only that ability and only for the people in the sales OU. You're delegating a specific, limited task without handing over the keys to the entire kingdom. It's a huge security win. And this really lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have delegated rights. They're specific, they're limited, and most importantly, they're secure. On the other side, giving someone full domain admin access, that's total power. It's super risky, and honestly, it makes that person way overprivileged for what they actually need to do. OUs are what make that secure, delegated model a reality.
Now for that second superpower, group policy. Let's say you need everyone in the accounting department to have a specific printer installed automatically, but the marketing team, they need a completely different high-end color printer. Well, you do this by creating a set of rules. We call that a group policy object, or GPO, and you just link it right to the OU. Boom! The right settings get applied to the right people automatically. It's a massive time saver. All right, so we've talked about what OUs are and why they're so important. Now it's time to get our hands dirty and talk about how to actually do it. And you're going to be surprised at just how easy it is to create your very first one. Seriously, that's it. It really is that simple. You just fire up the tool called Active Directory Users and Computers, find your domain, right-click, go to New, and choose Organizational Unit. Give it a name that makes sense, like marketing. Click OK, and you're done. I mean, we're talking less than 10 seconds to create the basic building block for a much better managed network. Now look, OUs have been around for a long, long time. They're a core part of Active Directory, but Windows Server 2025 actually brings some pretty important upgrades under the hood that make managing all of this, especially in huge environments, even better. So what's actually new in 2025? Well, the latest version of Active Directory really doubles down on a few key things. It's built to scale bigger than ever before, its security is even tighter, and it gives you finer control over all the little details, the attributes for your users and computers. And all these things just make a well-planned OU structure that much more effective. So what's the one big thing to know about? It kind of comes down to this number, 32K. The database that runs Active Directory now supports larger pages. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, think of it like upgrading from a 4-cylinder engine to a V8. It just means the whole system runs faster and more efficiently, especially if you're a huge company with a really deep and complex OU structure. It's all about performance when you get really, really big. So let's just wrap this all up. At the end of the day, using OUs is all about transformation.
You start with that messy, chaotic, flat list of all your users and computers, and you turn it into a clean, structured, and secure hierarchy that actually makes sense. One that probably looks a lot like your company's org chart. It's really about creating order out of chaos.
So as you can see, an OU is way more than just a folder. It's a fundamental tool for security, for automation, and for good management. So the final question isn't for me, it's for you. Now that you understand the tool, how are you going to design your digital world?